Hey y'all, welcome to the Clock Tower. I'm Colton, here with Brandon. 5 Cards 5 Minutes is back with uncommons, commons, and everything else from the new ReZero Frozen Bonds Extra Booster. Brandon, what's our first card?
First up, we have Glittering Stone. Can't play it without Emilia, but if you do have Emilia, you can rest one of your characters, search your stock for up to one bag climax, and then put it in your hand, shuffle your stock. Really interesting card with the idea that you can get those bags out of stock after triggering them.
If you haven't seen the Frozen Bonds deck profile, you should watch that because it goes into detail on how the level 1 combo works with triggering bag climaxes for extra advantage. It's a really interesting level 1 combo. I like it quite a bit, but one of the things that can happen with a twin drive combo that is intentionally trying to trigger a certain kind of climax is that those climaxes can get more or less buried deep in stock, and it's hard to get them out. So it's essentially a pitch one, pay one climax salvage in a way, because you're essentially pitching the event and paying the card that was in your stock but is now in your hand to get that climax into your hand. So I don't know what its long-term effectiveness in the deck is, but it, at the very least, is an interesting tech piece. And it has a bonder as well, Emilia, Glittering Mining, pitch 1 to salvage that Glittering Stone event, but also on play, mill 2, if there's a climax card there, you can pitch 1 to salvage. There's some utility here. It's pretty good for a level 0 event bonder.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Having the ability to get the event into hand to make sure you get those climaxes out is very helpful, as well as the ability to potentially salvage a character on play as well. Helps you get more cards in waiting rooms, so you have a little bit more waiting room access, so you can, when you trigger another bag, salvage a character. So it's really helping to set up that level 1 combo with the bag trigger. Next up, we have Emilia, Deepening Bond. This is a salvage brainstormer. It also has the ability that when you trigger either the previous card, Glittering Mining, or that level 1 combo that we've been talking about, you can return the top card of your stock into your hand. So you can essentially pay 1 to get the top card of your stock into hand. Some synergy here with all 3 of these cards together.
In recent sets, we've been seeing a lot more stuff that has this kind of intentional synergy with other things. There's a lot of synergy around that level 1 combo and its various effects. I'm curious to see what people decide to play out of all of this package. It's definitely possible to try to play all of them when there's just not room for all of them. And while those cards might have effects with each other, they don't always necessarily advance the game state. Also, with Brainstormers becoming less and less powerful, it's more important than ever that they have good additional effects on them. This is actually a pretty interesting additional effect that might make this worth running as a Brainstormer. Next is Puck, Invitation to the Outside. Really straightforward, on play. Choose one of your opponent's front row characters. That character loses 500 power, and it's a pay 2 on play search.
Yeah, I think that's pretty straightforward. Instead of typical drop searcher, you have a pay 2 search. I think it's interesting for both Emilia or Puck. So you could search out the level 1 combo to try to cycle your combo. You can try to search out whatever piece you need for just paying stock as opposed to stock and hand.
This is also a deck that is a lot more stock heavy than it is hand heavy. So you have more stock. So this might be an easier thing to pay than a typical drop search.
Last card for today, we have Puck, Forest Exploration, assist 500 power, and has a memory ability that if you have a card in memory, you can pay to rest it for salvage for a character. Really interesting effect here. At the beginning of main phase, you may look at one of your stock and put it back. I think this is a really good synergy with to be able to actually look and see what you've blind stocked. Unique effect for this deck specifically.
Another one of those little tech pieces that might have some room, but it comes down to whether or not it actually helps you. It might be nice to know what you're blind stocking, but is it worth having that spot in the back row that could be filled by the Brainstormer or the level 1 that, becomes the 3-2 back row? Well, that's all we got. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week. I'll have a deck on Tuesday, gameplay Thursday, Clock Talk the following Tuesday, and more 5 Cards 5 Minutes. We're going to start talking about Data Live in 2 weeks. Until then, thank you for joining us. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one.
We'll see you then.